Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever angle, town, city, or nation you're watching us from. This is Identity Fridays, and this is Uncle Chile. Thank you so much once again, for taking a minute to be on these platforms to listen to this gentleman spitting his words. I wouldn't say of wisdom. I don't know if that is wisdom, but welcome on board, every one of you who is coming in, joining in. Remember, Sharia. As you come in, remind us where you're watching us from. So it is Identity Fridays, and of course, Uncle Chile is your daddy this Friday. So as you join in, simply remind me where you're watching us from so that I can actually shout out to people from your area code. Also, remember, we have new platforms, and it's only fair that you share the live, because once you share the live, everybody gets to get. Okay. Good. So, kumbe, my sound on YouTube is clear. Amazing. Amazing. Good. Good. So nobody can tell me, oh, your sound today is off. My sound is clear. People on YouTube, if at all your channel is like mine, you can say, wave, at least we know you. You're there. Don't just put on your TV or your phone or your laptop and then run to the bushes. No, you must be here listening. And the word is must. Underline that word, must. Anyway, you can do whatever you want or whatever you wish. We are here to remind you that this is Identity Fridays, and here is where we help you overcome anger, false identities, fears, doubt, self-sabotage, and all these things that you've been taught wrong, because you were taught wrong. You were raised wrong, and it's only now that you're getting the realization. So waking up from that, catching yourself trying to judge yourself, catching yourself rushing into the future or into the past. That is what we call awakening. And of course, awakening takes us back to the motherland. Trust me, today we had a very, very interesting book launch in Ruiru. This gentleman called Dr. Spice Organics, we were part of his team trying to launch herbal encyclopedia. It was amazing to see an African brother rising up to the occasion like that and bringing up some standard stuff that people can actually use as reference when you're actually taking your herbs, your spices. You can enjoy that, all right? So yes, shout out to Dr. Spice Organics. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you for appreciating us and thinking that it's wise to actually put us on your panel. Now, Gatimi, Daddy, watching from Southampton. Amazing. Southampton, we are there. As you shout there with your cheers, two on the road, we are there in Southampton. As you smoke on that pot, we are saying, hey. All addictions are coming from lack of an identity. Now, of course, let me shout out to people before I start this conversation. You realize most of the identity shows, we don't even have a topic. What we simply jump into it and allow revelations to work for us. Now, of course, we were rushing to be here to start this show on time, which we tried. So you don't expect us to sit down and prepare for a show when it comes to Identity Fridays. These are shows that are actually mind-boggling. They open up your thinking, they awaken you up spiritually. And of course, we call them a fellowship. And I hope that one day I will actually host you people in an entire hall, or possibly a hall for a fellowship, and we get to understand what this identity stuff really is, and I get to answer those questions. So tonight, I hope that this conversation can be an interactive one. If you're on TikTok, you can request to be a guest, because this is where your solutions are, and you know that. Okay, put your two feelings aside and come in, and let's have this conversation. Tim Kekeli, I see you. Thank you so much for joining in. I also see a Major. I see Kate is in the building. Jay Opande is in the building. Samir is in the building. I see Maginjue. Most of you are coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. Remember to share and like the live. The reason why you're doing that is because you love other people to actually benefit from what you've benefited from. So thank you so much for those of you who are actually kind enough to share the live on your platforms. Yes, Jay Opande is in the building also on YouTube. I see Joab Oboge. Hello, my brother. How are you? Clinton Otis has just joined in. Thank you so much, Virginia Karanja. Tina, I see you. Bube Agnes is in the building. I see you. I see Wanjiku M. I see Purity Wambo is in the building. Karibu sana daktari. I also see Kevin Muliro. Muliro in our language means fire. Kevin Fire. Hey, the fire of the Holy Spirit. Burn them. Welcome, Muliro. And Muliro is a very powerful name, just like Nangabo in Western. Irene Tiwa, I see you from Uganda, Kabale. Amazing. Adebayo Adam. Adebayo, where are you from? Are you from Togo? I see Dr. Alice Africa's in the building. Amazing. I see Mukire Yvonne. Welcome on board, Mukire. I see Zion from Limbe. Memory Biwa, I see you. Are you still in Africa, Memory? Are you enjoying the natural and organic foods here? Huh? Somebody from Australia, that is Okeni Sekondo. Hey, what a name. What a name. Where's Javan Leo? So, ladies and gentlemen, Identity Fridays is the show. In case you're missing out, there are people who will simply run to health and wellness sport thinking that, oh, you know what, Dr. Lewis said he'll be on live on Friday. No. There's no Dr. Lewis here. Lilian Ayako, I see you. Here is Identity Fridays by Uncle Chile, as you see. Oh, by the way, amazing merchandise at the Menti House, so you can actually grab one for yourself. And you can see that kabaj looking very nice and very sexy. Ay, man, you rock these things and people are like, oh, so you know Uncle Chile. Mistari inakuwa rahisi, lakini wewe ukitaka kungangana peke yako utaanza kusema take a minute to fear women. Rejection is something. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. Now, my name, of course, is Uncle Chile. This is the point. Identity Fridays are very interesting because every single day I walk on these roads, I can as well catch myself trying to judge people. Every time I can catch myself every single day trying to judge people, trying to pass my judgment, and trying to flex my ego a little bit. Sometimes you look at people scrambling on lines at KFC and you're just like, these guys don't know that I teach these things. So ego comes in a little bit, and of course, it's always fair that you get to catch yourself getting these types of judgments in your head, and you simply bring yourself back to the present and you move. So the reason why Identity Fridays began was because I realized in the medical practice, I feel that I've grown so deep in. There was so much going on, and I didn't understand. Even me, losing weight was quite a thing. And when I was doing this, I realized there was an issue. I tried to lose weight. I do it for 10 days consecutive, and then, hey, chapati. So I was wondering, where is the consistency? And then also, I kept wondering, why other people do this so easily and I struggle doing it? I never found the solutions. And of course, in the same medical field, somebody from Kampala, that's Orphan. Thank you so much, Orphan. Welcome on board in Nasha. So I realized that in the medical field, there's so many lies. And these lies come in every single day. So a lie starts from the time you come into a hospital until you leave the hospital. You basically lived a lie. You're living a lie everywhere and nobody will tell you the truth. Why? Because everybody's afraid of losing a client. That is one. Number two, all of us have been conditioned. Just the same way when we popped out of our mother's wombs, the conditioning started. You were told how to live life as a man or as a woman. You were told when to have children and how. You were told how to relate with people. You are now taught about the society, which does not even exist, is in your head. You are taught about how to fight for your tribe and your community and all that. You are taught how to be this type of person. You are taught a career. You were taught how to be successful because, of course, your parents were running away from their poverty. So they thought if you ever make money as their son or daughter, they will have run away from poverty. Little did they know that I'll come here and remind them that, you know what, you as parents, you're not supposed to succeed through your children. It is a criminal offense. It's actually a sin when a parent tries to succeed through the children. And it's also a criminal offense when your parents remodel you into their own image. However, they don't even know. Somebody from Malindi. Frida. All right. So you are remodeled into an image that is not yours. And that image, you've lived it all along. However, let's take ourselves back. We've always talked about the spiritual order of life. And the spiritual order of life is always God above men, and then men above women, and then women above children. Now, remember, this spiritual order of life is what we intend to use to fix. Basically, if you align to that, it's like aligning to nature. You can never suffer consequences of anything, health conditions, mental health issues, and all that. You can never suffer from all these issues if your spiritual being is aligned. Therefore, your physical and your mental simply follow suit. That is one. Okay, so you need that spiritual bearing so for you to actually survive. Number two, if you align to nature, there's no punishment. The moment you go against nature, there's always a punishment. You cannot build a house on land or on a road that is supposed to be where the river passes. You can't build a house there because it is just a disaster waiting to happen, and it will happen and it will be severe. So when you are outside this spiritual order of life, because one thing I've realized when I'm rolling these conversations with most people, people ask me, why is it that I am this way? Why is it that I'm this way and some people in my family are not that way? Why is it just me? And I remind them constantly that, you know what, a battle that is spiritual is you alone. So if you go besides that spiritual order of life, and your father was once a child to somebody, he's still one. Your mother was the same. You are a child to them. So whatever they were taught, they taught you. And then you became a mini version of them. Now look at it this way. If you're raising children, you're trying to teach them who they should be, how they should behave, how they should actually react to the environment. So you're teaching them things as a parent, which is a very good thing. But as you're teaching your children things as a parent, don't you think that is actually how you start remodeling these children into being a mini version of you? And you see, it's a very innocent move because you, as a parent, whether you like it or not, you have to raise these children, and there has to come a way of raising these children. The most difficult part of being a parent is raising children in anger because you're full of anger. So, where does anger come from? Because anger is what I call the fallen state. Anger is an evil spirit that controls people, and they think they have control over anger, when in real sense, anger is the one that is controlling them. What a pity. Just imagine that you've always thought that you have it all, that you have control over things, that you have control over your temper, that yes, sometimes you overreact, but you take control and you take charge. Oh, like, you know what, I have control over my life. You tell me all that. And I'm just looking at you and wondering, where did you go wrong? Because in this world that we are living, you don't have control over anything. Why? Because life is spiritual. Is either you're doing the right thing because you're hailing from the spirit of good, which is love, or you're doing the wrong thing because you're hailing from the spirit of evil, which is anger. So those of you who are actually still struggling to control things, struggling to remember things, struggling to live in the future and in the past, getting angry all the time and trying to wake up from it, those people who think that they have control over their anger are actually the people who are actually mostly controlled. And these are mostly religious people. The moment you become a religious person, it's like you lose common sense totally, and therefore something somewhere starts to think for you. Now, this will offend a lot of religious people, but this is the truth. The truth is you have been remodeled and reconditioned to actually think in a religious way. That's why you are willing to even kill somebody else just because they're not religiously affiliated to what you actually believe in. So then somebody lied to you that you have to defend a belief so bad that if anybody comes and tries to question your belief, you are willing to go guns blazing at these people. That is how you ended up being remodeled into an evil person. Because look at it this way. How is it even making sense that all of us have one God that you're worshiping, but the avenues are so different, and these avenues that are supposed to be, okay, diversity, well done. So we have different avenues to actually approach the same God. But some way, somehow, these avenues are dividing us instead of uniting us to the same God. How does it even make sense? So now people are getting spiritually awakened, and I can see it even on TikTok. Most people are getting spiritually awakened, and it's getting so interesting because at this moment in time, the spiritual leaders are getting in more trouble because now they have to answer questions that they never answered. Because in church, just like in a doctor's consultation, you cannot ask questions because there's this person who knows better than you, and he will impose his will on you. So today in that book launch, we were talking about how is it possible that you people, mostly Christians, because most Christians are actually very, very annoying. And they're actually they have issues with identity. I'm talking about Christians because that's where I hail from. Now, you go to church every Sunday, you go to church on Monday, Wednesday afternoon, you go to church on Thursday or Friday, you do all these things. You as a Muslim brother or sister, you are fasting right now. You do everything right. You pray 5 times a day. You do everything right, basically, according to the scripture, but you still have issues. You still have a reason some way to blame the genes. Like imagine, imagine how unfair God can be to actually turn on genes that cause you obesity when you've been doing everything right. You think God is so limited into your brain, that small image in your brain? Because I told people that if you know God, the moment you start thinking you know God, you see that's the thought. That's when you actually don't know who God is. Because when you know God, when you think you know God, you've remodeled God into a small thought. You think God is as equal as your brain. The same God who reveals things to you through you and does everything through you. You think he's so small to fit in your thought, one thought in your head. That you know what, if I do this, I am actually pleasing God. If I do this, I'm actually annoying God, and he will burn me with fire. So you imagine that your spirit will be burned with fire. I thought fire is for the physical. So who put this in your head that you'll be burned with fire? Who did that to you? If you as a Muslim brother, you are born to a Christian parent, you will be a Christian. And if you as a Christian, you are born to Muslim parents, you'll be a Muslim. Don't you even see that conditioning already? Don't you see that? So we have been conditioned to be actually serve the interest of our parents. Our parents succeeded through us, whether it's school, whether it's religion, whatever it is that you're doing actually right now. You have never done it through your own eyes. You have never. You try as much as you can to try and do it your own way. That's why possibly you're constantly running away from your parents, but you still end up attracting the same issues. You're constantly trying to fight something that is beyond you. You cannot fight spiritual battles with physical things. That's why I tell you, mental health problems, you cannot fight them with medication. You cannot fight addictions by taking your people to a rehabilitation center to take more medication. You can hop from one consultation room with a psychiatrist to a psychologist to the best and the best doctors you would like to the best counselors, to the best pastors. Some of those pastors, some of those doctors are actually taking advantage of you because they know that you are desperate. They know that you believe so much in this thing called religion. They know that you believe so much in the healthcare systems. They know that you believe so much in external things to fulfill an internal battle. So they will exploit that because you're desperate. And that's how you end up using a lot of money trying to manage manic and panic attacks. And the only thing that comes out of it is a new prescription for panic attacks. Don't you even ask yourself, why is it that it's only you who has panic attacks? Why is it that it's only you who is having these panic attacks? Is it not happening in your head? Because last time I reminded you that if it is not causing you physical harm, it only exists where? In your kyongs. If it's not causing you physical harm, it only exists in your head. So how is it possible that you as a schizophrenic patient or client, you're the only one who is seeing this and hallucinating? How is it possible that we cannot see those images that you're seeing? We cannot see those nightmares that you're seeing. It's only you who sees. Don't you think that is happening in your head? So you've actually believed so much in the thoughts that you've become. There's these superstitions that we believe every single time that you know what, Kissis ni wachawi. Some of you are even afraid of going to Kissi land to just see how Kissi looks because you know if you go to Kissi and you cross somewhere somebody has urinated, you'll come back mad. Look at that. Look at how small your brain is. You're thinking that somebody who is epileptic, you know, that's how we used to, that's how we were taught when we were young. That you see these people, these children who are epileptic, or these people who fall, wanaanguka kifafa, they're epileptic. There's a way they fall and then the muscles relax and then they get to urinate. We call that grand mal. Grand mal is basically a type of seizure or a convulsion where you will even fall down, it's complicated, you jerk and then you relax and then all muscles relax and you pass urine. Huko mtu anasema hapa, Lucy anasema wakisi ukula watu. You see, somebody told you that because has a kisi eaten somebody when you are seeing? Have you seen a kisi eating somebody or did you just hear? That's the problem. We constantly listen and believe and we become. So yes, so grand mal, somebody collapses, convulses, jerks, relaxes, urinates. So we were told that if somebody has had convulsions here and urinated here and you go and skip that urine, you automatically become epileptic. So you would see somebody convulsing here and you take the next exit. You will never go through that place again. You will always be rotating that place so that you don't skip that urine because you're afraid of being epileptic. You can imagine that. We were also told that, I think this was just to warn us from picking money from the road, that you know what? That when somebody has boils or a boil, and then they take a 10 shilling coin and they press that pass on that coin and they throw it on the road, when you come and pick that coin, the boils will follow you. Am I? Louis in the building. Hello. Hey, Louis in the back bench. Am I saying something to you? So we would be afraid of picking money. Imagine, my friend, kuna vitu ziko zinaitwa vitumbua. Do you guys know vitumbua? Vitumbua. Vitumbua is like wheat. Is it wheat sausages? So you take unga, the ugali, and then there's a way you mix it with sugar, and then you deep fry it in seed oils, and then now you let them become brown, and then you sell them. They were sold at I think 50 cents. So if you have 10 bob, you have 20 vitumbuas. My friend, you are an MCA in that village, because everybody you're just unavunja tu kidogo kigawa. These guys are like, hey, they are following you like flies on stool. You are an MCA. So imagine you can't pick that 10 bob to go and enjoy a kitumbua. Why? Because you're like, I'll eat kitumbua, yes, but tomorrow I'll have boils all over. So I think that was a way of them telling us, hey, don't pick money on the road because you don't know where it's actually came from. So we believe those things. And even in adulthood, trying to undo these things has become a serious problem. Just the same way, up to now, me telling you beans are carbohydrates becomes a problem for you to undo it because somebody put it there when you were still very innocent. I think this is where Muslim brothers capitalized in and brought in Islam religion. Before a child goes to school, they have Islam in them. And if you ever try to actually have a conversation with an Islam brother or sister about Islam, you will you will lose that battle because the conditioning was actually so deep from the beginning. Those are cultural beliefs. Some of them are true. Tell me one cultural belief that you know, you as a person, Tachien. Tell me one cultural belief that has happened to you, that you believed, you became, and it happened to you. Tell me that, you know what, I went to Kisii and I saw actually Kisiis eating people. I went to Teso and I saw a Teso eating the firstborn. I went to Luya and I saw Luya men sleeping with a dead person on the same bed for cultural purposes. Tell me one that you have experienced, you as a person. Don't tell me what you've read or what you've heard. So Doc, kweni Mluya, Waluya wanafanyanga hivi. I'm like, oh, Waluya tena. Kwani me, I'm a different Luya. I see what Luyas do. So you ask me, Doc, Luyas do this. I'm like, no, we don't do it. And they're like, but I heard this, but I'm telling you, that is not true. So why don't you believe me? Why are you sticking to that belief? Didn't I just tell you it is not happening? Huh? My grandma telling me to put a bottle when there is hailstorm, and she starts talking, and then it stops. We were even told if you play in the rains barefoot, thunder will come and strike you. Or if you are you are wearing red, thunder will choose you in that redness of yours because you're competing with thunder. Why are you not told that? And then up to now, you're still alive. Some of you have red cars. So are you always afraid on that highway when it's raining that, you know, thunder will strike me in this red Nissan Note of mine? Thunder will come for me and pick me from this red Note of mine and destroy me because I was told thunder strikes people who are in red things. Yeah? And learn, my friend, and keep moving. Ati kuna wale wanajua hadi saa hii Wakikuyu ni wezi. Hey, you go. It's as long as you're a key money. Yeah, you have the key to money. You know, there is no way you're leaving money aside. So you can imagine that. Wajiro, how can Wajiro not steal from me? So anytime you're walking anywhere in Muranga, you keep on touching your pocket to see if your phone is gone. Githurai is a different story because is Githurai metropolitan. Is Githurai, people from Githurai, are you metropolitan? So these two beliefs that you are met is a script that you're acting every single day, and that script is making you suffer. It's making you suffer because you look at people with a judgmental eye. Because I'm a Christian, and you know what? Whatever people don't, if people are not doing what Christians are supposed to do, they are sinners. So you've actually become judgmental, and then you sit on that pulpit and tell people you should never judge. You should never judge. But you're looking at people and looking at the name and saying, me, I cannot do business with Okuyu because Okuyu will steal from me. No. Me, I cannot do business with Kambas. Kambas will betray you. You saw they are half here, there, half there. Eh? So you are judging everybody along the streets as you move, and you think that is helping you. And then the interesting part, because when you fall out of this part, the interesting part is that most of you have anger, but you cannot recognize it. You see, when you're part of it, you cannot see it. The moment you separate from it, you'll actually see, I was operating in a very dangerous center. But because you're part of it, you cannot see it. Because look at it this way: as your father or your mother as your parents were raising you, they were raising you to become the best version that they thought you would become. They wanted you to become the best. But the best was according to whose script? So everything you're doing in terms of career is to become the best so that you please your parents. Basically, you are constantly seeking validation from your parents because of the script in your head. So they told you you need to go to school, get 400 marks in primary, go to high school, get an A in high school, go to a university, do medicine, become a doctor, and become rich. And what is rich? Have a lot of money so that people can respect you. So you associated with having money with respect. Now you have the money. Are they respecting you though? Did you realize they don't even realize you have money? Did you realize when you walk into a restaurant to eat chicken, the same chicken that you're eating as a trillionaire or a billionaire or a millionaire, it doesn't matter. The same chicken can be eaten by somebody who has only 1,000 shillings in his pocket. It is the same price. In that restaurant, they don't even know you're a billionaire, so they have to sell you chicken at 50,000. No, they sell you at 700, let's say so. The same 700 will be paid by somebody else who has only 700 in the pocket. So they don't care. They don't even notice it. Oh, you think people will be noticing, oh, your dog has a very good car. You bought that car out of your own ego. Now it's actually punishing you because you have to do repairs, you have to actually fuel it. It is stressing the hell out of you. And the moment you sit in that car, you're just wondering, why did I even buy this car? Because you realize that loan that you took to buy that car was the biggest mistake because it was coming out of ego. You thought that if you drive a certain type of car, you will be accepted by a certain type of people. Your business will thrive because the rich will actually identify you as a rich person. Oh, he has a car. He does not take matatu, so they will trust you with their businesses. Now you have that car. There's no business. Some of us bought cars so that you go around chasing to girls because you were told if you don't have car keys, no girl will actually look at you. Go and buy that car so that girls can actually come. You bought that car and you realized, kumbe hata girls are not even there. Kumbe even those girls that you thought wanted cars actually want men who don't even have cars. They want something else. They want now this one who can last 5 minutes in that car bed. If at all there's a car bed. You have a 6x6 and you're rolling in that bed alone. You have a 43-inch television, but you don't even watch it. You're always on the streets looking for money to pay rent, leave alone to pay for the TV subscription. Rent. In Nairobi, people are being paid 30,000 just to be busy. You are tired of sitting in that house. You just want to be busy in town. So you see all these people in town dressed so nicely. They are working. They are waiting for 30,000 at the end of the month, and then 30,000 should be pay rent. They should now money market fund has become a big deal. They save their 2,000 shillings. They buy some clothes, and then alcohol. Sharia. It's Friday. You possibly are somewhere taking two for the road. It's almost end month. I think government has paid. Those who work for the government, have you been paid? So today you want to show them that, you know what, that got 30,000, I've already paid rent, I have saved, now it's time for me to enjoy myself. Now enjoyment. And then tomorrow, you're busy scrolling your phone, M-Pesa balances. Yeah, where did I eat this meat? Who is Kinyanjui? And Kinyanjui spirits, kwani tulianzia kunywa wapi? Growing up, we were told Abagisu were cannibals. They also didn't know the difference between Luos and Luyas. Trust me, we were told the same, that Abagisus, specifically if you give birth to twins and firstborns. So you as a wife who is married to a Gisu man, These gissus, what they will do is they will come in and they will be boiling water in a drum. Okay, nakumbuka ile mapipa ile ya metal, the metal peepers. What is the name of mapipa? It's like a drum, the metal drum. They will be boiling there. So your role as a woman who has been married here for the first time is to go and fetch firewood and make sure the fire is actually maji kwa hiyo drum in a boil to hivi. And then you come and present your firstborn or your twins. Why did you give birth to twins? This is a curse to gissus. And then you take these two twins of yours and you throw them in a boiling drum of water. And then before they and then now you add in some tomatoes. So ni kama unatengeneza ile inaitwaje tumbukiza. You're making tumbukiza with your children. And then now you serve your husband with the tumbukiza plus a cabbage. You see the cabbage haikatwi inatupwa tu ndani hivyo. So now the cabbage leaves are just doing this in the soup with your baby's leg. You're like, Daddy, here comes our firstborn. Enjoy so that you can give me more seeds. And that is the chewing a child plus the bones. The same way mnakula inaitwaje quail. You eat plus the bones. Well, that's how you eat your firstborns. And then you believed it. And look at you now. You're not even married at this moment in time because there's no gisu who is coming for you. So now, where are you going to get the twins? After your drama. Your drama hata baba yako haku afford. Hajainunua. Sasa wewe. It's just interesting. Welcome on board. 𝗜𝗏𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗜𝗬, I see you. I see Desert Roses. Hey, Desert Roses. Hey, what a name. Desert Roses. I see Ivan. And Uncle Chile, talk about how firstborn suffered to provide. This is amazing. Dr. Alice Africa, thank you so much for this question. Uncle Chile, talk about how firstborns suffer to provide for their siblings and end up being hated and treated badly after the sacrifices you made. Very brilliant question. Listen to me keenly. Number one, you firstborns, you have become deputy parents. You have chosen to take the responsibility of your parents. It's not because of the parents, it's because of your own ego. So you want them to actually see you are supporting them, you are this good daughter or son and all that. So they messed you up. They taught you wrong. They taught you that, you know what, we are taking you to school so that you come and provide for these seeds. Remember, you first of all did not apply to be their child. 2, you did not apply to be a firstborn. And number 3, by the time they are making a secondborn, they should be aware that they're supposed to take care of you and the secondborn. But some of your parents, your father will continuously ejaculate as long as he knows he took you to school as a firstborn. You will take care of his seeds. How many of you are taking care of your siblings? And if you don't, your father pulls that chain of guilt trip. It's like, oh, you know, one day hata wewe utakuwa mzazi. You'll become a parent one day and you'll suffer the same. Okay, leave them to me. I don't want even to see you here. I curse you. Go and take that money to that wife of yours in the town setup. That wife, ever since you married that wife, she's eating your money. You can't even listen to her parents. So they pull that guilt trip. You start feeling so guilty. Oh, maybe I'll be cursed. Maybe my dad has sent me curses. Maybe one day I'll get broke. You're not broke now. So what makes you think you'll be broke tomorrow? You don't even have tomorrow. So parents are trying totally so hard to actually make mini parents, to deputize them. You're raising children that you do not actually bring here. If I know as a father that I'm not capable of taking care of a child, why would I even sire one? Why would I even be ejaculate? Why would I even think about ejaculation? These are the people who are actually supposed to retain semen. By the way, you see, in those setups, in the rural setups and where there's so much poverty, because people believe that they are poor because somebody is rich. Those setups, this is where whatever they are thinking, every single time, he turns its sex a child. And I don't know. That you see, in Korogocho, in those slums, my friend, girls are fertile. Hey, you even ejaculate on her knees and ovaries come and pick the seed from the knees. These girls are so fertile. These girls are so fertile. And these men, huyu jamani wa mjengo, testosterone iko juu. Ile scent peke yake kupita beberu. So his pheromones are all over. And he's the guy who has at least a kapikipiki in that center, in that poverty center. Senke. So this guy comes in with a kasenke there, and in his house kuna ka TV. So all two girls are flocking into his house. This guy makes every woman here pregnant and no questions. So in those poverty field areas, these guys, the only thing they think about as solace, as entertainment, is sex. So they are giving birth every single year, and they can't take care of these children. Where I was born, we were raised to actually know that, you know what, it is us and our family against every other person. Only to realize now that there's no family, it's just you. So Alice, everything you do as a firstborn, taking care of your siblings, is because you've decided to go that way. So yes, you actually deserve to suffer. You deserve the suffering, because whatever is happening to you is designed to happen to you, because you have taken a responsibility that is not yours. Now, people will tell me, oh, you know, I'm raised by a single mother, therefore our dad disappeared, and of course we have seen my mother suffering, all these things. You've not seen your mother suffering. You are actually believing what she's telling you, that, you know what, I have suffered with you guys, now you're grown up, you can't even take care of me, and I've taken care of you all through ever since your father disappeared. Whose fault is it that my dad disappeared? Whose fault is it? Are you not the one who chose my father? I wasn't there when you people were actually having sex. Possibly, I came in as a result of you having fun. You didn't expect me. You didn't even plan for me. You were having fun. And unfortunately, oops, Maade ana periods. Maade ana periods na ni mwezi ya pili. Maade ameanza kitunguu, hataki. Onions are smelling crazy and she's puking. Now mzee ako like, haya, fourth born. Haya, and I don't have anything. Now you start looking at the firstborn, because the firstborn is aggressive, the firstborn is doing things for himself. How will you actually make wealth for your grandchildren as a firstborn if you're going backwards to take care of your siblings? How are you going to take care of your children? How are you going to make wealth for your grandchildren? How are you going to make generational wealth when your focus is making small money and sending it to your parents? Some of you send your parents money as a salary. Like every end month, you're sending them something. You're sending them, and they will even remind you, unajua leo ni tarehe 27, hamjafanyiwa ile kitu, serikali haijalipa. So you're making them slaves. They're opening their mouths waiting for you to actually throw something in, like a kamtoto kandege. If you don't throw in, they get so upset, they get so angry. They're thinking that your money is actually going to waste because you're spending it on other people. Some of you ladies, you've not been married already. Why? Because your mother says if you get married, she will not get what she's been getting from you. And some of you, your mothers are so much into your rectum, and by the time you're getting somebody to marry you, this guy is like, I am here for you, I'm not here for your family, because you're bringing all that burden to this guy. This guy is like, I did not sign up for this. And then this guy comes in, cracks the bean, cracks twice, and disappears. Why is he disappearing? Because he's sensing so much problems coming with you. Cut off those links, cut off those black taxes. And of course, you'll feel emotional because you're part of that cocoon. You will feel emotional. So how will they feel? My mother will feel bad. How will she survive? How did she survive without you? Until she ended up picking your father. How did she survive? One thing my dad taught me, that I'm not taking you to school to come back and take care of us or your siblings. I can take care of them. I am taking you to school so that you become so independent and take care of other people who is a family that's coming from you. I'm not taking care of you to come back and That's why I'm building what I'm building for the sake of me and your mother when you guys are gone. Some of you sons are being held by your mothers. Your mother is always holding on to your t-shirt. You can't even move out because you have become a husband son. You can't move out of that house because and now look at it this way. You as a son, the moment you start earning a salary and you start sending your father money and sending your mother money, do you know what will happen? You have become the new provider. Therefore, the respect that your mother has for your father starts to drop. And that's why most of you boys or men, when you go to the villages, you are received and worshipped by your mothers. And your fathers are there. They don't know how to deal with that situation because they've lost leadership. And now these sons have become providers to their mothers. When you become a provider to your mother, you become a husband to your mother. When you start providing for your siblings, you become a father to them. You're making them slaves. Let them suffer because sometimes suffering makes people wake up. Oh, so you think you're doing it because it's the right thing to do? No, you're doing it because it's ego. You're chasing a thrill of feeling good. That, you know what, I am a good person. I've taken care of these children. Trust me, I have had so many people have cancelled firstborns who have taken care of their siblings, and the same siblings come and turn against them. We had one here. You remember Steve? Remember Steve who was saying, you know what, my sisters, I've taken care of them because my father was weak and he's still languishing in poverty. So I've taken care of them because I've made it at least. Ego. I've made it at least. I've taken care of them. But these children don't even listen to me. Look at my sister got pregnant and she wants to abort. I've told her not to do that, but she doesn't listen to me. Who are you that they should listen to? Who are you? Have you not even learned? How many men have taken women to school, and then after you've taken that woman to school, she gets a better fit there in school and leaves you? I've seen that kissy man crying there. Oh, I took her to school, I took her on, I took this to school, and then she left me with a younger. Hey, she was supposed to leave you. She was supposed to leave you because which responsibility are you taking? Are you taking responsibilities of provision, or are you taking responsibility? Take your children to school so that they become independent. You are the provider. So why are you taking her to school for her to become a provider for you? It means you're a weak man. Because men don't care about education that comes with the women. They don't, because they will be the ultimate providers. And possibly one of the reasons why you people go to school, most women, most, not all, is because ego, and you want to be independent of the man. Now, that thought of being independent of the man, forget about marriage. Hey, marriage is not for everybody. That thought, when it settles into you that, you know what, I'm going to school to get a degree, this thought was put in your head by your mother because of her insecurities with your father. The moment you start thinking, you know, I'm going to school to get a degree, get a job, become independent. Independent of who? Who even cares? You just become an adult, you pay bills. Is that simple? You're not independent, you're just an adult. So stop telling. Do you think we go to work to get money to become independent of anything? No, we want to actually pay bills. That's why you remove bills from a man's life, he is useless. So you as a woman, by the time you're thinking of paying bills, you are failed by your father. And you're failed by your mother. That's why, traditionally, a woman was taken from his father's home, from her father's home, sorry. Because you're being taken here and taken and given out responsibility to another man to take care of you. Therefore, your husband becomes your intimate father. So your husband becomes your intimate father. That's why he does everything your father used to do, plus more: sex and putting children in you. The only thing your father will not do is to put a child in you. But right now we are seeing there are fathers who are actually putting children in their own daughters and then forcing them to abort and then presenting them on a wedding day as a virgin. Hypocrisy. So Alice, please stop. And I know it's difficult for you to stop because possibly you've done this for long and you're thinking, if I stop, they've gotten used to it, they know I'll do it, so if I stop, they will suffer. Most of the time, they're supposed to suffer. Most of the time, they're supposed to suffer for them to see sense. If they don't suffer, they will never see sense. If you're taking care of your brothers, stop. Stop. It's difficult, but you have to, because you cannot be a husband to your mother. It's not your role to take care of your siblings. If you do it, you're doing it out of ego. It's not a real thing. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So that's a very brilliant question. So yes, you will do all these sacrifices. You'll think that they care. And the moment you keep on doing these sacrifices, you're straining because you cannot take care of yourself. It becomes a difficult one. And now you start resenting your parents because they messed you up. When you expected them to step up, they didn't. So now you're stepping up as their parents. You're becoming a mini parent. At an early age. Now maybe you have children. How will you be able to take care of these children? That's how you start to resent your parents, because of their weaknesses. A father is supposed to provide for their children until they transition into a different life. For the sons, once you get to 18, you're supposed to leave. Stop also pressuring your father every single time. Now, most of you, you're pressuring your father to actually take you to school. They take you to school at 19, and all you do is smoke weed in campus. All you do is more Kenya in campus. You don't even understand yourself. At 19, get out of that your mother's, get out of that house. Go and actually, enda ulale kwa street. Enda ulana huko. You might not relate with this because you are under a bosom of your mother. Because your mother is one who is very emotional. Oh, babuji akienda, babuji atateseka. Babuji amenyeshewa, babuji amevaa, babuji usivae red kunanyesha utapigwa na thunder. Babuji Then babuji now is so emotional, becomes just the mother. And you expect babuji to take care of people. Which people? Oh, Jaden, Liam. Oh, Brayo, Kevin, Kevin anakuanga na asthma. Hawezi yoga maji baridi. You even take your children to high schools and then you dictate what they should eat there. My friend. Ulizia Viga waambiwe, we? Ati, my son needs a special diet. Special diet, unless they have a special condition. My son has asthma, they cannot mop. They cannot, kijana yangu hawezi amka mapema. Hiyo mambo ya morning preps. Please, Mr. Principal, I beg you, my son. And then your son is put on special diet. He's still asthmatic up to now. What happened to the special diet? Your daughter was put on special diets from Form 1. She's now in Form 1 second term. She has done her best. She's now in Form 1 second term. She's rebellious of that school. She wants another school, even with the special diet that you actually put her on. Don't you see yourself in that mirror? Yeah? She was put on a special diet 2 weeks ago. She's tired with this school 2 weeks down the line with a special diet. So you thought special diets will actually solve your problems? These children are stronger than you imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, our office contact 0707 0707-074722. That is our office contact. If you wish to book an appointment with us, online, physical, it doesn't matter. Send a WhatsApp message on that number. You will be booked in. That is the same number that can be used for weight loss programs. Now, in March is here. Those of you who are saying, nilikosa ya February, ni join ya March is here. Procrastinate again because you think you have the future. If God gives you the grace to wake up on the 15th of March, be in that weight loss program. We have a weight loss program that starts. Kekeli, change that. It's not 2-3. It is 2-2 at the end. It's 0707-074722. So join that weight loss program because these are the talks that we have there. We help you get this, overcome false identities, overcome traumas. And if any case you realize you never had traumas, you just believed in your head. It was happening in your head. Because which physical harm does a trauma do to you if it's not a physical trauma? Which physical harm has trauma done to you? Tell me. Did trauma beat you up physically? Did trauma destroy your dental formula? Have you ever experienced physical pain from trauma? Physical pain from trauma, unless it's physical trauma. So whatever you're thinking is trauma is because somebody wrote a book and you apparently read that book. Oh, trauma. Oh, I am traumatized. Of course, you are traumatized by your parents growing up. Trauma caused depression. What is depression? It is happening in your head. There is no state of depression. You either have a messed up gut or you have identity problems. Ladies and gentlemen, again, at Imenti House, we have this merchandise that we do sell. We have fermented cabbages under health and wellness spot. We have roasted coffee you can enjoy as you listen to this show on Fridays. Instead of going out there and taking 2 for the road, you can be here listening to these things. As you sip your sugarless black tea or sugarless black coffee. No, I would not recommend coffee on Friday night. We need our sleep. You can have our water mugs or our coffee mugs in your homes, branded with Health and Wellness Spot logo. You can have our t-shirts, rocking Uncle Chile as you come and you know those designs that you're coming to. Marriage becomes so boring that you need to spike things up. You've been told that, right? With is it Pastor Tuatua? That you have to put in like a good looking t-shirt like this, and then you come biting a rose flower and you're like, mi amore. Mi amore, I am here. Okay. Let me show you. This is like a pink flower. Rocking an Uncle Chile t-shirt. Your husband is like, where is this coming from? You're like, no, baby, relax. Today I'm the one who is stepping on your back with high heels. You're not going to Mirema. Forget about Mirema because Mirema is here. Okay, so rock an Uncle Chile t-shirt and enjoy those moments. And now you see a Muse coming up for at least 1.5 minutes and you're like, amazing. Let's keep moving. All right, so physical consultation, online consultation, weight loss programs, merchandise, you can use that contact to actually inquire. And do that on WhatsApp. Don't send a message, normal messages or calling or sending, hey, hello, 𝗙𝗧𝗬. Listen, 𝗙𝗧𝗬. 𝗙𝗧𝗬. You want to uko sure you want us to go with that direction of 𝗙𝗧𝗬 hizo? Where? Aye. So it's Identity Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. Hey Doc, it's Joseph. This is the comrade official. It's Joseph, your Kilifi client. Thank you so much, Joseph, for being here. I won't call myself a patient because I am doing very well now. Just reached out to give you a shout out for great job that you're doing. Asante sana. Joseph, amazing. What an amazing story. Keep winning, keep winning. Somebody has sent us a super chat. Who is this with a super chat? Let me just read that super chat before anything else. A super chat from Tim Kekeli, 20 euros. Aye, yeah, Kekeli. You know, there's just a club across the road. Please, Kekeli, you can't do this. 20 euros can take me. Hey, tomorrow you're calling me. I'm like, hey, guys, I am still recovering. I have a very bad headache and I'm traumatized. My mother traumatized me yesterday with 2 bottles of serious beer. So, yes, thank you so much for the 20 euros as a super chat. Amazing. Somebody saying, oh, unapewa 20 euros ya nini? What have you said, my friend? 20 euros yote. Saa hii kuna mtu ako kwa calculator. How much is 20 euros? Chat GPT, please, how much? Hey, punguza kiburi, roho mbaya, weka kando. Here, fix identities and keep moving. Keep moving. It's 20 euros for heaven's sake. It will kill you. Ama nikutumie hii utumane nyumbani kama black tax. Wewe acha bwana. Wachana nayo. Most of the time, our giving is for our self-praise, not actually to help other. Joab Oboge, I've told you this multiple times. Charity is a waste of time. Charity is an ego trip. You think you're better than God who actually allowed these people to suffer. Now you think you're charitable. Oh, you know what? I'll give them. Out of this, I'll take 10% to charity. And then when you're going there, you take photos and you post for ego. And we of course we will like. Oh, you're a good person. One day you'll post those photos and we will not even notice. Look at yourself deleting them from the internet. Cleaning up that internet because they did not even see that I'm doing so good. They don't even know that I bought these children Crocs. And that these children can now walk without. Those children were doing well walking barefoot. So please, wear those Crocs. Wear them. And now post that image of you wearing Crocs. Why are you dressed up so nicely as you're going to see these people who are suffering? By the way, even that person on that street begging for money. You see, they're begging for money because it's a career to them. It's a career. How many people who don't have hands or legs, you've seen them selling sweets in town and making money? You're actually being brought here by your family early in the morning. With that cold, you're seated there with a kamkebe and 2 shillings in, you're shaking that kamkebe, and you want me, of course, because you think I have so much than you. You think you are so poor that somebody has to come in and assist you. Who? Who did you apply to come here with? You think just because you lost a job, we care? You think so? You think you think just because you were born in the ghettos, we are supposed to care? Some of you are thinking you are poor because I am rich. You're thinking I am poor because they are rich. Oh, they live in upper Karen, we live in lower Karen. They are the reasons why we are suffering here. Ile siweji yao ndo tunakunywa huku. Utakunywa mpaka ile siku utachange mindset. Hata wewe upande tu hapo Karen, utachange mindset. Usipo change mindset, you will play a victim every single time, and that's poverty mindset. Because poverty has nothing to do with money. Poverty has everything to do with your mind. You believing that you're actually poor and you become. So you think just because you believe you're poor, we are coming to save you? We will not. Nobody cares anyway. We have so many problems. And most of the rich people have bigger problems than you. If they decide to give you their money and they give you their problems, you will run. That's why you are always thinking they are Illuminati. Because you know you can't handle their problems. Can you handle court cases? Be glad you can afford sukuma ya 10 bob, but hakuna court case uko nayo. Do you have a lawyer? You know rich people need a lawyer. Do you know they require security? Wewe ukiingia kwa nyumba yako ya mabati, do you need security? Do you need a bouncer? Sasa kwanza kumenyesha, nyumba za mabati ni baridi we. But some way somehow mtoto atatengenezwa tu. Mtoto atatengenezwa. Alafu sasa sisi tunafaa tukuje. Philanthropic and carrying cameras to record the and post. I've seen even what Mr. Beast does. Oh, charity in Africa, but there are cameras. Hey, Tawe. Hey. Please. Charity with cameras. So by the time you're thinking that this guy is so poor that I'm so good I can assist them, is that not ego? Imagine that kabega on the street that you always give 50 shillings. Like you've actually seen that kabega that he's so much in struggles. I am actually doing better. Let me assist. So you think God who actually gave you cannot give this one? Or you think God is giving it through you? No wonder you're thinking. So you're operating from a sense of evil. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. If there is a parent with a son called 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗜 on this platform, they will disappear and never come back. The whips are crazy. Oh, they hate me because I call their sons 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗜. But how can you call a son 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗜? You know, 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡s were very common names when we were growing up. 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡. Hey, there was a 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡. There was a guy who was called. There was a 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡. You know, I used to be a very, very, very staunch Sunday school goer. There was a boy who was called 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗚. 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡 alinyonya mpaka akiwa 4 years. 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡 tuko kanisa, it's Sunday school, but some way they pulls, you know that kamuf, Mother is busy looking for, hey, go happy 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗚. You know, 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡 needs nutrition. 𝗙𝗚𝗘 is standing here, and then Mother pulls a nipple here, and 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡 is suckling from the choir. You know, this is choir. In my language, you call it choir. The armpit is called choir. So 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡 is suckling from the choir. 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡. Kwani hawezi hata kunywa uji. And then he comes out of this suckling choir and boy, yes. But there's a whole mason in my village called boy. A whole adult, 30 years called boy. And he suckles the is this a medical condition? Yeah, kunyonya kidole. Boy, in his masonry, he will prefer suckling that finger with cement. Hey boy. Boy and 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗡 have broken a record in Bohando village. Boy the mason and 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗡 the choir guy, the suckler of the choir. And loosely translated as people's father or the grandfather. Oh, so it was supposed to mean the grandfather, 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡, right? What a way to put it. Papichulo. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now request to be a guest. Come on, let's have this conversation. Some of you think I'm so harsh that you can't have a conversation. You know, you will whip me so bad, so I'd prefer just listening. Okay, keep listening. However, you require an identity, because by the time you're having that fear of talking to somebody, it is a problem that is happening in your head. Fear is a false state. There was a person I saw saying that fear was put in us by nature to actually defend ourselves, because when you're fearful, you get on surviving. At some point it made sense until I realized it was scientific. Science and common sense. Common sense is everything. I was told admin linyonyeshwa hiyo design ya ufala up to 2.5 years. This umanyi. You know, imagine in church. So your mother does not even concentrate what the priest is saying. It's like, and now 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗡𝗡 is like, ni kama ndama. Achana na hiyo maneno. So yes, breastfeeding is not a problem. We are saying there's a level that it comes to that this child has to eat meat, has to eat avocados, has to eat beans, all these things. Let them eat those foods. Let them eat those foods. Okay? A child is born with 4 kgs already. Suckle this mother and this mother, baka una lose muscle. Yani, by the time you're done with 6 months of breastfeeding as a Luya mother, and then you see those mothers who give birth to 9 children in Huisero, Kakamega, whatever it is. Anyway, umezaa weekend moja umezaa watoto wa kijiji mzima. Uko tu sawa. Sunkist, welcome back. I can see you are done with kunyonga of the seizures. I remember you. You had a seizure out of kunyonga. My grandma has 20. Now, this is the point, Mercy. I don't understand why our grandmothers had more children and then our mothers had lesser, and you people are having one child. This is where the Somali people are actually winning it big. Because you people care so much about what this child will eat, the future of this child, which is non-existent. Oria akizalisha, mtoto anakuja na riziki yake. Every child comes with a different blessing. And of course, out of 20 children, all of them cannot be mongoloids. Of course, some will. Some will. Akukosangi huyo mmoja. And of course, you'll be told, unajua nini? You have sacrificed this one. This one you've sacrificed. Because of this wealth that you have, you sacrificed this one. Orias don't care. They will still put in another one and another one. Halima, another one. 20 children. And women from the Kushite generation are so happy to give birth naturally. They are so excited about giving birth. Have you guys interacted with those women? That you're asking this woman, how many children do you want to have? She tells you 10. You're like, yeah. She's 19 at that moment in time because they start giving birth at that younger age as you're chasing that degree because you want independence. And then you're like, Somali girls are actually, they are victimized. They are stressed because they're actually controlled by their husbands. They're not complaining. Why are you complaining on their behalf? You who is not controlled, what is the difference? What have you? The haves and have-nots, what have you? A degree. And you think a degree will help you raise children. You think one of the qualifications of getting married is, you know what? Oh, okay, Susan. Okay, what is your qualification? I have a degree. I can raise children using a degree. You think that's what men want? You say you have those 2 degrees, and this man is already threatened. He's like, and I have a diploma, but I have 2 businesses here. I can expand with my diploma. So you're coming in with a degree. And this guy is looking at you and then asking you very few questions about raising children. He realizes you don't even have the idea, you don't even have the mind ya kusaidia mtoto wake across barabara. You can actually leave your child in the matatu. That's why you're actually asking him to buy a car. You're pressurizing him to buy a car so that if you forget a child, ni gari yenu. Haujasahau kwa matatu. Independent women rarely get married. Very true. Not like rarely. They do actually. They do get married. But who are they independent from? You see, that's the point. Now, you see, that kind of independence nature of them gets them a man who cannot provide. Now, the stress continues in that union called a kasako, aka a marriage. So they get into this kasako, the man is weak, and the man is hoping that, you know what, I actually came in, this one has a degree, he can provide for us, so you know what, we will split the bills. And now when you split a bill with a woman, she gets so frustrated, she resents you badly. And then now she will try to protect your children against this emotional nature of yours, against these weaknesses. So she'll try to raise her daughters to become independent so that they don't attract weaker men as their fathers, basically turning them against their fathers. And guess what? The more you turn them against their biological fathers, the more you turn them away from God, because a biological father is an earthly representation of God to a child. So the moment you start remodeling children into your own image and turning them against their biological fathers, that's where they get into the fallen state. That's how they end up adapting your identity. And guess what? They will attract men who can't provide. The same weaknesses you're guarding them against, they will end up attracting those weaknesses in their men. So therefore they will marry or they get into relationships with men who are exactly and even worse than their biological fathers. They'll end up getting men who can actually provide, who can't provide. So they'll provide for those men because they've seen you as their mother providing comfortably. Your sons will not be able to provide for these women because, and you see, this is what we are seeing right now. So whatever you're suffering from in a marriage right now did not start today. It started uko nyuma. It started with your mother telling you, you know what, you must have something so that when you're coming into this union, you will not be controlled. And you believed that. So you believed because your mother married a weak man, you will marry a weak man because your mother made you that type of person. So anytime you encounter a strong man, you cannot relate. There's no familiarity. You get scared. You're thinking, this one are coming in to control me. You drop the relationship only to realize, the new one is even worse. Why is it worse? Because this one wants you to provide. The other one was providing for you, but you felt insecure. You felt like, if he provides, my mother told me that he will control me. that a man who provides for you exclusively has control. Of course, a man who provides exclusively must have authority. He will have authority. Oh, and you see that authority is control. Authority and control are not the same. Submission is not slavery. Because if I'm providing for you exclusively, you will not even realize you've submitted. Other women who are out there struggling with relationships are the ones who will be telling you, oh, your husband, hey, you worship your husband. You're not worshiping your husband. You're submitting naturally. That's how feminine you are, and you feel good. And imagine you are part of that union, and now you can't even realize it. So it's because it's working for you. But people who are outside that union are the ones who are actually seeing it. They're like, okay, every time you're washing your husband's feet, you're licking your husband's booty. Oh yeah, hey, do you have a husband? do you have a husband? First of all, before we start this conversation about you telling me how I'm struggling in this marriage, do you have a husband? Do you have a Mercedes? Why are you talking to me about Mercedes? Do you have one? Do you have a wife? Why are you talking to us about wives? Focus on what is important, what is immediate, and what is true. That is fixing yourself by aligning to that spiritual order of life. Once you align to that spiritual order of life, everything works for you. And realize this, maybe I should explain it properly, that if God is above men and men are above women and women are above children, it basically means that love, provision, protection, and leadership flows with the same channel. That as the man trusts God for provision and revelation, the woman trusts the man for the same. And the children trust the woman for the same. That's a beautiful setup. That a man, we are living here not trusting our thoughts, but we are trusting revelations that are coming from the above spirit, the spirit that is in us as men, sons of God. And then through that spirit that is in us, we can easily know how to deal with women. We can know how to actually protect these women, to lead them, to provide for them exclusively, both physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, without having to be weak and emotional. Because once you're emotional, you cannot fight emotional battles. You cannot even see sense. Emotions are coming from thoughts, and all thoughts about anything are all lies. They are lies and they are evil. It's how the devil controls you. He knows that if you have all these thoughts in your head, you cannot take care of yourself. You will always be relying on those thoughts in your head. Look at it this way. Imagine how bad you can't trust God, and you trust your thoughts so easily. When, if I ask you to mention one thought in your head that is yours, you have none. There's a lady I asked yesterday, tell me one thought in your head that is yours. And she started even thinking about the thought that is hers. Imagine she doesn't even know a thought in her head that is hers, that she has to think about that thought. I thought if there's a thought in your head that is yours, you simply pick it out. And then I tell her, why are you thinking about thoughts that are not even there? And then she's like, success. I want to be successful. So I asked her, so you put that idea of success in your head? She's like, yes. And then I asked her, what is success to you? What is success to you? And then blah, 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 blah. Hey, I have children, I have money, I can actually help this. I help my father and my parents because they're still struggling. And I'm like, oh, okay. There we go again, trying to make the 13th mistake. Because we are thinking money is going to solve all problems. You cannot solve spiritual problems with physical things. Money cannot solve your problems. Because you're not struggling because you don't have money. You're struggling. What is happening to tic-tac? You're not struggling because you don't have money. You're struggling because you lack an identity. You don't have an identity. Good. Any questions? Any questions? I'm intending to close this show very, very early because tomorrow I have a hike to do. A very weird one. So if God gives me the grace to wake up tomorrow, of course. Ati? Unatuchoma macho dok. Why? Is there something that happened? Or is it because of this lighting? Oh, light. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah. Turn on this light. I think it's because of the lighting. There was a little change. Let's just see how it goes. Once this one went off, this one became more powerful. And of course, tukaanza kuchoma watu much. Yeah. Na hata saa zingine ni hizi simu tu zinasumbua. Hizi simu tu zinasumbua saa zingine. Si mimi na lighting. Usi blame lights pia. What's the right channel stroke persons to conduct premarital classes? There is no right and wrong. Start by actually understanding that. Number two, Wavinya, stop thinking that there's the right person and the wrong person, because there are no people, it's just you. Your existence is what matters. Start fixing yourself. So there's no right person or right people or right conduct or right. There's no right and there's no wrong. Everybody's fighting their own battles, and until we start working on ourselves, it shall get worse. All right. So the truth is, you don't need classes. That is one. Number two, because if you had a strong father, if you had a father who upheld the spiritual order of life, it simply means you understand that by the time you're asking this question, it actually shows that there was a weakness in the spiritual order of life. So therefore, there was either a father who was weak and did not know how to deal with your mother, or there was an absent father, because fathers are the ones that teach mothers how to raise children in truth. So when you're raised in truth, you will never struggle with asking these questions, because apparently things will work for you. You will receive revelation, so you will not rely on other people to come and sort your problems, because nobody can sort your problems. So there's no right person for your problems. The only right person that exists is you. You see that? So when you take the battle out of you, imagine how much power you're handing over to somebody to actually counsel you, to actually show you the right way. And he's showing you, or she's showing you the right ways according to her script, which is not even hers. It is a script in her head from her mother and her parent, her weak parents. So you can imagine that. So don't think about it in terms of who is coming in to solve my problems, because your problems can only be solved by you. So therefore, this is how you find the right people for this channel. Number one, if you have anger, if you have insecurities, if you have fears, if you have problems, if you have doubt, if you have self-sabotage inside yourself, if you're chasing a dream, if you're there trying to judge people without understanding, if you always seek validation, it means you don't have an identity. So therefore, you must go back to those who actually stole your identity. And the first people who traumatize a child by stealing their identity is their parents. So your parents were traumatized by their parents, and their parents were traumatized by their parents. Thank you so much, Kate Nduta. And then you were traumatized by your parents because they were traumatized also. So they taught you wrong, but they didn't know. So therefore, you can't judge them for what they do. You can't. So the only thing you do is, when you realize you're actually struggling with life, you're struggling to actually get somebody to actually roll a life with, or get married to, or marry, you realize the problem is not the people that you're attracting, the problem is you. Because whoever you're attracting is who you are as a person. So the moment you realize that the external environment or the external world is being dictated by who you are as a person from inside, you'll start focusing on yourself. You start focusing on yourself. You start overcoming false identities. You'll overcome traumas that happened to you by your parents. So you'll simply face your parents and apologize to them for resenting them. You will simply realize that you've been here resenting your parents without even knowing, because you're part of that. When you're part of it, you can't see it. So you'll go and face your mother and tell your mother, you know what? Along the way, I've realized I've been resenting you. Possibly that's the reason why I have all this anger. And now, because I know better, I am sorry. So when you're going to your parent, one, you're going to admit fault. You're going to tell your parent that I admit that I was wrong, because I'm not supposed to resent my parents. You guys were doing the best that you could. However, that best that you could actually ended up making me this type of person that I am right now. So therefore, the only way to undo this is to admit that I am wrong for resenting you, because you're my parents. If you knew better, you'd have done better. I apologize for resenting you without even knowing. You tell your mother, you know what? I am tired of resenting you. And because I am tired of resenting you, now that I know better, I apologize. It's my fault that I've been resenting you, so I'm sorry. Now, whatever your mother does, whether she falls on the floor and cries, because when women lie, they start crying. So you can imagine somebody crying at the same time they are passing a point. How can you cry and talk at the same time? Right? Yeah. Have you not seen women even posting the crying, and then they say what they're going through, and then they remember, oh, I was crying, by the way. And then they wanafinya macho ndo machozi itoke. And then you people are like, oh, they have hurt this one. Even this one. They even hurt this one who has average looks. Thank you, Lucy. So go and apologize to your mother. Admit fault. Admit that, you know what, I have been resenting you, and now that I know better, I am sorry. Your mother's response will be none of your business, because you're not going there for her response. You're going there to overcome her evil nature. She taught you anger because she was angry at the weaknesses of your father. So when she thought she was actually raising you to become a different version, she remodeled you into her own version of anger, insecurities, fears, and doubts. And you became a mini version of herself. And it has actually messed you up to now. So you were lacking an identity and you're ending up attracting people who have the same identity as you. They don't have it. And now you blame them, you play a victim because you're thinking you're the better person. After all I've done, I've been a good person, but they still left me. They were supposed to leave you because they were supposed to teach you a lesson so that you go and find your own identity. Once you're done with your mother, go and face your father and tell him the same thing. That, you know what, I realized by you raising me at some point, I got so emotional. I've become weak, I've become this angry person, and I resented you so badly. But now that I know I'm wrong, I am sorry. So apologize to your mother and apologize to your father. Admit fault and then apologize. Once you apologize, that spiritual battle is over because God takes the battle off you. You can't do it. It is a spiritual battle. So God takes it away from you, and now you'll never be emotional. And if you have emotions, you will actually catch yourself trying to overthink, and you'll bring yourself back to the present. And now, once you overcome your parents, the next step, which becomes the most difficult, because the devil wants to become louder in your head, tries to tell you, you know what, you apologize to your parents, but you're still struggling, or you know what, you still attract the same people, or you still get angry. Why are you getting angry when you actually overcame your parents? Or you know what, I thought you have an identity, but look at you now, still struggling. That will be the devil in your head. The good thing is, once you have an identity, it will help you to filter that voice. You will identify that this is not the voice of good. This is the voice of evil, therefore I don't have to pay attention and act upon it. I will see it, I will hear it, I will discern it, and I'll keep moving. So the spirit of good teaches you discernment. That will mean you will be able to understand that this voice is not yours, and you'll be able to understand that thoughts in your head are not yours. So every single day you'll constantly overcome your thoughts by staying present. Anytime you catch yourself going into the future, you'll be very grateful and you'll bring yourself back here. You'll constantly catch yourself slipping into the past. You will remember that you don't even have a past. You will bring yourself here. So it shall be a daily thing trying to overcome the voice of evil in your head. The good thing is that that spirit that you have of good from apologizing to your parents shall protect you, shall lead you, and shall help you understand that this is not your voice. Because the scripture says that my children shall know me through my voice. And God's voice is a voiceless voice. So when you see your pastor saying that I heard the voice of God, ask him, was it a feminine or a masculine voice? Ask him. Ask him. Those of the people who you know as a person who teaches the scriptures, who actually had an experience with God, did they stand and say the way you're saying it? Or did they tremble? Ask him. Because the voice of God is not in your thoughts. Whatever you're hearing in your thoughts is a voice of evil. When the devil tells you to go on your knees and pray, and then you think that is God who is talking to you, you're just hearing things. That's the spirit of evil in your head. Your thoughts are the nature of evil, because human nature is evil, and we are constantly trying to hurt each other. We will constantly try to hurt each other. And as long as we are not fixing ourselves, we will think that others are the people who are actually hurting us. And in real sense, we are the ones hurting them. A heart that has anger cannot have love. It is willing to destroy, it is willing to kill. So therefore, if you have anger, you are an equivalent of a murderer. You are a murderer. You're just waiting for a chance to erupt. And once you erupt, you destroy everything in your path. And then you will defend yourself by saying, they got me angry. They are the ones who triggered me. You can never be triggered. You can never get angry if you don't have anger. People simply help you to exercise the anger that is in you. You can never get angry without anger. You must have anger first for you to get angry, because you identify with it and then you react to it. And then the devil that made you react is the same devil that will make you feel bad. It's the same voice that will come and tell you to go and apologize so that you feel good. It is the same spirit that will make you feel good. So it started by making you insecure, and then overthinking, and then reacting, and then told you, why did you overreact? And then told you, go and apologize, and then made you feel good. And then again lied to you that, you know what, you have control. Now that you've apologized, you have control. Same spirit, same voice, your thoughts. Since I started doing a silent prayer and staying present, I realized all is well and I have been free all along. Thanks much for the good work. That is Kelvin Muliro. Amazing. The silent prayer is total liberation. The moment you overcome your parents, start staying present. That is number one. Number two, start doing the silent prayer. Because the silent prayer is an equivalent to what you call meditation. You see, when you're meditating, I don't like calling it meditation. I call it a silent prayer because it's actually a prayer. It's actually the time you're in most or in deepest conversations with God. You're saying nothing, you're demanding for nothing, and you're doing so well. So the silent prayer comes in to actually help you understand that, you know what, all is well. That actually, when I relate so much with myself, the inner self, when I have perfect peace within me, I have always been well. I have a roof on me. I have eaten. I woke up healthy. I can actually relate with people without having to have fracas. I can actually stop. I can actually catch myself thinking about a future that I don't even have and a past that I don't even have. I can catch myself trying to judge people. And I simply remember that, you know what, that is not me. And I come back to the present. So, therefore, the hardest part of your life is staying present and trusting revelations over your thoughts. Revelations come from the spirit of good. Thoughts come from the spirit of evil. So every single thought in your head is not yours, and is a way that the devil is a means that the devil uses to make sure you will always be insecure, you will always be emotional, and you can even see that when you're emotional, your politicians can actually use you. Have you not seen yourself in the streets because of emotions? Somebody tells you, let's go and demonstrate. Demonstrate for who? For what? Let's go and vandalize their shops so that they know. Let's go and destroy the lightings in the streets because we don't have any authority from the homes. All right? Let me continue answering these questions. Can I apologize to my parents silently, praying without facing them and just move on? Umanyi, that's a very brilliant question, but this is the truth. The scripture says, go and forgive. It doesn't say, think that you've forgiven. It says, go and forgive so that I can forgive you. So God says, go and forgive so that I can actually forgive you. So you must, because you saying this, it means that your parents have traumatized you so bad that they became your worst fears. Imagine that. That the same people who are actually supposed to lead you and guide you and protect you have become your worst fears and you can't even face them. Can you see that? Imagine that your mother has become so evil, so angry, she has made you the same version, and now you resent her so much, but you think you love her. But if you love her, why is it difficult for you to face her and overcome her? This is not your thought. This is how the devil operates. He gives you the thought to think that, prayers are you going on your knees and making a prayer and demanding things from God. That is a prayer to the devil, and he rewards you. You ask God for a car from your thoughts. That is not God. That's the devil. He rewards you with that same car through a loan. Now that loan stresses you up. Now you end up getting in debt with that car. Now you resent that car so badly. So the devil makes sure you are so unstable emotionally so that he can easily control you. He can lie to you that you're praying to God and he rewards you and you think God has rewarded you and you celebrate. Kumbe, you're celebrating the spirit of evil. You ask God for a gift of a wife and children. He gives you children only to realize that these children are actually a source of your unhappiness. That these children are the reasons why you have lived a very, very miserable life all your life. But you still justify it and say, you know what? God brought this to me and it's okay. It's not God, it's the devil in your thoughts. So when you're thinking that, you know what, I have to just pray and forget about it, nothing happens in your head because I told you, you're supposed to be so blank here. The moment you're thinking is a wrap. You don't know anything. The moment you think you know God, you don't. The moment you think that you're forgiven, you did not forgive because forgiveness does not happen by you thinking. That's an idea in your head, is a lie. So go and face your parents because they are your biggest fears. Once you face your fears, you overcome them. That's the easiest way. If you can't, if they are far away from you, make a call so that you overcome your fears. You can't overcome the world when the world that is within you is actually messy. Can I apologize? Oh, that one answered. Niliambia wazazi hivyo alafu nikapata ni ndoto nilikuwa na hote. Hey, wake up. Wake up and go and face that young man, that old mzee. Even if he's a drunkard in the trench, go and face him and apologize for resenting him. Wake up and go and face your mother because she's your worst fear. Wake up from that dream because that dream is taking you away from the reality. All right. If charity is ego, how then should we give or help? You don't need to help anybody because you can't even help yourself. If you're thinking of helping other people, it means you're actually operating from a center of ego. Start by fixing yourself. Go and apologize to your parents. You will realize when emotions disappear, you don't even care about charity because you don't care. You don't. You think you care because the devil lies to you that, you know what, you are this good person, and because you're earning this salary, go and help the poor. So the devil has given you an idea that those people are actually poor. But don't you know they're not on medication for diabetes? Maybe you are. Don't you know they're not struggling with issues that you're struggling with because you have money? Don't you know they are not dead, right? Of course, that's why you're going to help them. They are not dead. So imagine the one who kept them alive did not come through for them with money. And you, now you're thinking you have actually money you can actually give them. It's all ego. It's chasing a thrill of feeling good. It is the absence that is inside you that is making you run away from the same thing. So you're thinking, because I suffered this way, these people cannot suffer when I'm actually looking. So you're thinking that you're actually going to help them. But the truth is, you're doing it for yourself. It's very selfish. So overcome. Because when you get that identity, you realize that you can't help anybody. You don't need to. You don't have to. You will not. It's because you are modeled that parents who forgive, not the other way around. It's because, okay, Gatim was answering a question to who? I didn't understand that bit. You mean you are not supposed to think? Yes, you're supposed to have no thoughts in your head at all, bro. That's the weird part, man. Do you know why children don't lie? Children don't lie because they don't have imaginations. They don't imagine anything in their heads. They tell you exactly what they are seeing. They simply pass what they are seeing. It's a revelation to them. They say it the way it is. They don't filter. They don't care how you will receive it. They don't care if it's the truth or it's not the truth. They don't care. They are just saying it because they saw it, they reported, period. What happened to you? Somebody might have taught you how to lie. Somebody taught you how to actually think. Somebody put this script in your head. And now you're thinking that's the natural way of living. It's not. It's not. That's why you're struggling. You're struggling because of your thoughts. Depression is identifying with thoughts of the past. Anxiety is identification with thoughts of the future, both of which you don't even have. In the present, you are not thinking about anything. You just want to exist. What happened to you existing? But we have to educate our siblings. First of all, stop thinking that we. Who is we? We are not there. You're just alone. You're just alone. You are taught to think that way. Now you're thinking that way. Undo it. So start thinking as an individual. You might think it's selfish, and what is wrong with that? You are born alone, you live alone. You think if you die right now, your siblings will not survive. Don't you think that is ego? That, oh, you know what, these guys, I must come through for them. Hey, they are so weak that I have to come through for them. Ego. Drop it. Umanyi still struggles. How can I stop thinking? That's a shock on me. I'm always thinking. So, Umanyi, kindly request to be a guest. I want to show you something so different that you will love it. So kindly request to be a guest. I have to show you that. For you to see it, I have to show you. So please, I request that you request to be a guest. I will take you in. How can someone distinguish a revelation and a thought? A revelation is basically you staying present. You see, when you decide to stay present intentionally, you don't have thoughts. Whatever is happening to you right now is a revelation. So you don't care what will come through for you. You don't even care about anything else. You simply care about existing. That is revelation. That's you trusting yourself. That's you trusting what is inside you. It is bigger than you. But anytime you think about here, when you bring it here, and I want you to see how many thoughts in your head are making you stay here. Look at the stories that you people make. Your friends, the stories that you have with them are always about the future or the past. So if you start having stories of the present with your friends, most of you will not have friends because you don't have stories. Look at your girlfriend, look at your husband, look at your wife. All the things that you talk about, the past and the future. Nothing of the present, when the real reality is in the present. When you start telling your wife, hey, you know what, don't go into the future, let's talk about now. Oh, you realize you have a beast here. You look at her face and you're like, now you kwani huyu nilitoa club akiwa na makeups. Amefika hapa amechange hivyo. Because she changes her face and you're like, because I just denied us thinking about the future. Or because I denied us thinking about the past. I don't want to think about the past because it's not there. It does not exist. It is gone. So why would I focus all my energy instead of focusing on the present? Now I have to live in the past. Is it not the life that you people live? Now you're thinking about the future, a future that is not even there. It's not even there. You don't even have 10 minutes from now. So we shouldn't visualize. Visualize the presence. Here, now. This is a cup, a black cup. Do it now. Drink water. I'm drinking. Move. I'm reading. Read. I'm having a show. I'm having a conversation. Focus on that moment in present. That's the only visualization you require. That's a revelation. So therefore, every single thing you'll be saying will be a revelation. It will not be you saying it. It will be the spirit of truth saying through you. The spirit of a lie sends you into the future so that you actually find a reason to protect yourself. Find a reason to do so much so that you achieve that future. You get into that future, you realize you have not even achieved it. You want something else. You write a New Year resolution. How many of them have you written? Have they changed you? Are you not still struggling? How many vision boards do you expect to have? How many psychologists and psychiatrists? How many counseling sessions? How many seminars do you need to attend to actually understand that none of them will work for you until you start staying present? Because you're present, everything is there. You are rich in the present. This is the best you'll ever be. Also, this is the worst you'll ever be. So what is the worst that can happen? If you're actually living your life at the best and also at the worst, what do you think is the worst that will happen? And I want you to imagine this. What will happen if you drop all thoughts in your head? What do you think will happen? So much to unlearn, man. So much. Umanyi has requested to be a guest. Thank you so much, Umanyi. Appreciate that. Umanyi, are you there?
Yes, I'm good.
Good. How are you, my brother?
I'm good.
How do you know you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. You're asking how do I know I'm good?
Yes. How do you know you're good?
I'm good. I'm very peaceful, so I know I'm good.
Amazing. Amazing. So yes, what was your question, sir?
Yes. Now, first I'm really wondering.
Okay.
How to face. You get me?
Yeah, I'm getting you. I don't know. Is there something that? Oh, let me just examine it.
I'm wondering how I'm going to.
I can't get you clearly. You're wondering how?
How I'm going to face my parents and apologize them.
Do you love your parents? What is happening? Is it my side or your side?
I can hear you well.
Because I can't hear you clearly. I think there's so much echo. Are you guys able to hear him well? His side. So let me ask you, do you love your parents?
Yeah, I love my parents.
So if you love your parents, why are you afraid of facing them? Oh, it's your side. Please turn off the television or the laptop. Because I can hear myself from your side. So simply turn it off and let's have a conversation.
I don't have anything on turned on. It's only my phone. It's just my phone.
Oh, okay now. So why, if you love your parents, why are you afraid of facing them?
I'm wondering how they're going to react to that.
There must be a TV the other side. There must be. Umanyi, I think you're watching me and listening at the same time. Because there's so much echo coming from your side, and I think it's because I can actually hear myself. So either you put down the volume of the TV so that we can actually have a conversation or something. You're on your phone.
No, I'm just on my phone, yeah.
So are you watching from any other screen? Why is there a delay?
No, it's just my phone.
Okay, so this is the point. If you love your parents, why are you afraid of facing them?
I'm thinking how to face them.
Let me ask you. Do you have a family?
I don't know how they don't like.
Do you have a family, or do you have a family?
No, I don't.
Okay. So why
I don't have.
so why are you thinking of how they will react to it instead of just facing them? Your role is not to overthink for them. Why are you thinking for them? Because you're thinking of how they will react to what you will do. How is that your business? Your business is to face them and overcome them. And however they take it, that should never be your business. So why are you overthinking it already, that this is how they will react to it?
But I think I need to work on that.
Yeah,
It may take me time. I can't.
do you have 10 minutes?
It may take me time to.
Do you have 10 minutes from now?
Sorry? Yeah, I'm free. Right now I'm free.
So do you have 10 minutes from now? It's now around 10:20. So are you available at 10:30?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I'm available.
How do you know you'll be available at 10:30?
I know I'll be available at 10:30.
Yes, how do you know?
I think the fact that now I'm free, I'll be available at 10:30.
Did you say you think you will be available?
Yeah.
All right. But are you certain that you'll be available at 10:30?
I'm not certain.
So 10:30 does not exist to you, right? It doesn't.
I don't know. It exists.
How does it exist when you don't have it?
I find that question so tricky.
It's not tricky. Bro, do you have a future?
I don't have a future.
All right. If you don't have a future and 10 minutes is in your future, so then how would you have 10 minutes when you don't have a future? It's that simple. So when you're saying it will take me time, which time do you have? Imagine how much ego has been put in you to think that you have a right to wake up tomorrow, that you have a right to procrastinate and postpone things. Do you see that?
Well, so it's something I really, yeah, I get you.
Yeah, because your real reality, bro, is just now. There is no other reality except the present. So the devil tries to make you believe that you actually have a future so that you can actually procrastinate. And the more you procrastinate, the more you suffer. Do you have anger?
I don't have anger.
So you never get angry?
Yeah, I don't really get angry.
Amazing. How did you overcome that?
I don't allow. I normally don't allow. I don't give that power to anybody to make me angry.
And how do you do that?
So I just don't. I just don't. I just don't like things that cross my mind and disturb my peace. So
How
I
old?
don't like getting angry. I just don't get angry.
So how old are you?
Sorry?
How old are you?
30.
All right. Were you raised by both parents?
Yeah. I was raised by both.
Was your father
Still alive.
and is your father still the ultimate provider?
Yeah, he's still the provider.
All right. How many are you?
Family of 3.
And what born are you?
Second born.
All right. Have you finished school and you're working?
Yeah.
Are you providing for some of your siblings?
Yeah, at times, but mostly I'm just feeding myself.
All right. Amazing, man. Well, if you don't have anger, you're doing well already. So the only problem you have is constantly thinking about a future that you don't even have. Why don't you just start staying present every single day? Because you already have everything in the present. So stop thinking about the future. You don't have it. If you have to do anything, do it in the present. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, but I'm always wondering,
Mm-hmm.
how can I stop thinking? Like, whenever I'm alone, I'm always thinking about something.
But why don't you just think of things of the present? Like, what will happen if you simply exist just in the present? You have to catch yourself getting into those thoughts because they're not even your thoughts. What do you think about most of the times?
In fact, about my dreams, I'm always thinking about
But there's no dream.
what
There's no dream. It's a false idea in your head.
I'm going to achieve.
Who put that dream in your head?
I don't know.
If
I
you,
don't know. I'm always worried about
so,
my future sometimes.
but you don't have a future. Why are you worried about things you don't have control over? In the present, you're doing well. You have a job. You can provide yourself. You pay bills. You can provide for yourself. You can fend for yourself. You're healthy. You don't even have anger the way you said it. So then, why are you worried about things that don't even exist? Don't you think you're taking so much energy to worry about the future that is not even there, and you're failing to actually live a whole life in the present? So why don't you just live in the present?
I think it's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try adapting slowly by slowly and start living in the present.
Good. And then let me ask you, when you worry about your future, right?
Yes.
What solution does it bring?
There's nothing. There's nothing like.
I rest my curse. So worrying about it makes it even worse because it doesn't bring anything. So why worry when you have it all at the present? You have everything you need. So stop worrying about the future because it's not there. Stop identifying with the past, it's not there. Your real reality is in the present. So therefore stay present every single time and you'll become better.
Yeah, but I get that.
Yeah, but again, be happy or be grateful when you catch yourself getting to think about the future. Just catch yourself getting into the future and remind yourself that, hey, I need to come back and come back to the present. Do it as many times as you can until it becomes part of you. You realize that you actually have no thoughts because those thoughts in your head are not yours.
That's amazing.
Amazing. Thank you so much, my guy. Thank you so much, and you have a good night, man.
I appreciate.
Good. Nice one there. Somebody else here on YouTube is called Relebo Gilelebo. Hey, he's saying, how do you clear your thoughts completely? Now, you see, by not actually clearing them. That is the point. Like, you see, you're giving so much attention to the thoughts. Now you're thinking of how to clear them. That's another thought. So you're adding up on your thoughts. So stop thinking of how to clear your thoughts because you don't need to clear them. Just simply stay present. The moment you stay present, you become so consistent with staying present. You realize you didn't even have a thought. In your head, those thoughts were put there by somebody. You start seeing it. So stop thinking about how will I clear this in my head. Work on yourself by forgiving your parents and then staying present every single time. Catch yourself going into the future and bring yourself back. The moment you bring yourself back, you start realizing, I didn't have any thought in my head. Because every single thought in your head is about the future and the past. There's none of the present. In the present, there are no thoughts. When you start waking up, you realize we don't have thoughts there. We just rely on revelations. So you wake up in the morning, you do a silent prayer, and you keep moving. You go to work, be an adult, do adult chores, do everything you need to do, and keep moving. Basically, you're trusting the revelations that are happening in the present over trusting thoughts in your head that are not even yours. Stay present every day. When you hear me saying stay present, it looks easier. It's not. Because you have to catch yourself every single time thinking about the future and bring yourself back. That's awakening. That's spiritual awakening. So that's how you start it. That's the journey. Hi, Doc. Is it a male's nature to cheat or flatter with ladies and justify themselves that men can have more ladies in their lives? Sorry if the question is out of topic. This question is not out of topic, Candy. This question is actually amazing. Number one, I advise men to interact with as many women as possible, not with the intention of taking these women to bed, but with the intention of understanding women's psychology. Most of these men are raised by women. They are afraid of women. They hate women. They treat women as trash. Most men don't have an identity. They have identities of their mothers. They are emotional. And then they cheat to actually get validated. Because most men who cheat on their wives, they lack an identity. They have issues with directions. So they cheat to get validation because they know they don't have to prove a point out there. And to men, most men believe that new P is actually good P. That's a false identity in their heads. So when you don't have an identity, of course, you'll think multiple sex partners will solve your problem. You get them, nothing is happening for you. Nothing is working. You're still empty. You're still hollow. You'll keep on hurting other people. The moment you start thinking of justifying yourself for doing things, it means you're actually at fault. So wake up. Stay present, keep moving. So speak to women, talk to women as many as you can, not with the intention of taking them to bed, because that is you chasing an ejaculation. You speak to women with the intention of understanding women's psychology and overcoming the need to actually be validated by the same women. Also, to understand that rejection is part of the game and you keep moving. That when you're rejected, you assist them to move. You tell them, okay, I'm rejected, I appreciate you, keep moving. So yes, I will tell men to talk to as many women as possible, but without an intention of taking them to bed. Number two, if somebody, what do you mean by flirting? What is flirting? You see, that's a word that you're taught. Basically talking to women. Is that simple? All right? So cheating is a sign of lack. It's a sign of lack of an identity. All right, any other question here? Funny part, even if we think about future, we cannot add even a single thing. Jesus told us, amazing. That's why he told you, don't ask me about tomorrow's deeds because we don't have it. Our real reality is in the present. So why are you talking about tomorrow? Don't even ask me about tomorrow because I don't know. It's not assured. The past is gone and the future is not assured. So why are you thinking about it? Thinking about it makes it worse, Pole. Thinking about it makes it worse. It destroys you. And that's the devil's plan, to make sure sons and daughters of God will never stay present. They will never enjoy fruits of the present. They will always worry about having not enough. They don't have enough. Every time you're thinking of a brighter future, it means you don't even appreciate what you have in the present. You're constantly thinking that, you know what, I am not doing well. Right? And then you stress yourself about the future and then you die of depression. You stress yourself about the past because you aborted yesterday, so you think your abortion yesterday is actually related to today problems. Now you're struggling. You're focusing on like a future that is not there. Now today you can't sleep because you have to chase the bag. And the more you chase the bag, is like a dangling carrot. That donkey will never catch it. It keeps running away from you because money and resources are feminine. The more you chase them, the more they run away from you. The moment you drop the thought about money, the more you start attracting money. The more you work on yourself to become physically, actually build you as a man, because your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So once you're building this generation of men who actually can push you up, you start attracting money. So money is attracted. If you're thinking you're chasing money, you are a fool. Money is not chased, money is attracted. Thoughts on family gatherings, concepts. No man is in the island. Oh, no man is an island concept. Family gatherings, that people can show up when you're down. Listen, one, nobody is supposed to show up when you're down. When you're at the rock bottom, that's when you know God. So seek ye first the kingdom of God, and the rest shall be added unto you. Your problem is you're at the rock bottom. Instead of actually appreciating your position at that moment in time, you're constantly chasing illusions. You're constantly chasing thoughts in your head. You're still thinking that I need to come out of this rock bottom. What if that rock bottom is where you deserve to be? You deserve to be there, so enjoy it. Endure it, because through endurance you get to know God. But most of you, when you hit the rock bottom, you want to actually blame everybody around you. The more you blame, the more you suffer. Number two, there is nothing like family gatherings because you don't even have that family. Most of those people you call family, they hate you so bad. They want to exercise ego on you. That's why your aunt will stand up and introduce her son. Oh, this is Jeremiah. Oh, this is whatever. This is Abednego. Abednego is a doctor in India. Oh, this is Jemima. Jemima is flying to the US tomorrow. Oh, we thank God for life. Thank you so much for being my family and supporting us. We hope that you can pray for Jemima as she goes to the difficult country that is called United States. You should support her financially and all that. Pray for her. You can support her financially or in prayer. We are together as a family. There is no togetherness. That family illusion, drop out of it. You are alone. Those people hate you so badly. They don't care about you. They're just hoping that one day you disagree with them and they will destroy you. So you don't have a family. Start thinking that you have yourself. So therefore, no, these family gatherings are just ego centers. They are places where people flex their egos. You're always asking, oh, where is your son? Oh, did you get married? Oh, this nonsense, the cheap talks. And then you have these two family WhatsApp groups that you talk nonsense in those WhatsApp groups. You disagree with your family about religion, about money, about resources. You realize that you never had a family. And then the concept of no man is an island. There's no island in the first place. And there's no man in the first place. There's just you as a person. So focus on you, become better, overcome anger, and everything will work for you. You will attract what you deserve. Therefore, anything that you're going on through right now, whether good or bad, you deserve it. If you're going through anything right now, whether hell or heaven, you deserve it. Why? Because that is who you are. You attracted it. Amazing. Amazing. Where did you get this whole knowledge? Revelations. All right? Because all of us have that void of a father figure. We are constantly seeking external things, but they don't seem to satisfy us. So I'm lucky that I'm in the medical field. And in the medical field, a lot of questions were not being answered. That's how my revelation came in. And I hope that these can actually act as a revelation to you, and it shines light upon your path so that you start finding yourself. And the moment you find yourself, that is heaven. The moment you die from anger and resurrect in the spirit of good, that is light. So if you're waiting to go up here in heaven and drink milk and honey, wake up. If you're waiting that, you know what, because you've done all these things and people who are not doing what you're doing are going to be judged and are going to be burnt and rot in hell, you are living in hell because you're judging people. I used to do all those things. I would judge people, I would overreact to these things, and then I will defend myself by saying, you know what, I'm just human. I will blame them and then play a victim because I wanted to feel good. I never lived in the present because I was thinking that, you know what, I deserve better in the future. I kept on working for a better future, which never came to pass. Every single day that came by, I was struggling, working again to please myself tomorrow. How long shall you do that? How long? How long? Money is feminine, you attract, you don't chase. Period. You chase money, it runs away from you. When she asks about the best memories of our relationship, how do you answer that? There is no memory. Tell her, you know what, the best memory is when I look at you right now and I see you blossoming and I see you submitting and respecting me and I see myself getting out there to bust my ass to come and provide for you. That is the best memory for me. I don't have to lie to any memory. I need to make memories now. So anything that is not in the present does not exist. Don't take me into the past because you will now judge me according to the past. So that if I don't give you the same memories, I'm not the better man. I should give you more memories of that in the present so that you don't think about the past. If you're thinking about the past, you don't even have memories. All you have are thoughts in your head that are actually controlling you. Now you're under the spirit of control. So you'll be pressurized to do better than you did in the past. You're doing better now. What memory did you do that you can't do now? Is it because you took her to 𝗙𝗏𝗡𝗡, take her now? Is it because you blasted her the whole night, blast her now? So why that memory? Why is it so important than what is happening right now? You see that? Amazing. That is Lone Ranger. Lone Ranger. Stay present every single time. And if you women are that way, they are emotional, so therefore a man stabilizes their emotions. So it's okay for her to think about the past and the future and all these things. Your role is to make sure that she comes back to her present. So you have to be as strong as a rock, bro. When I cannot answer that, mambo inachemka, kindly help. The reason why mambo inachemka, Lone Ranger, is because at some point you've shown weakness. You've actually identified with thoughts of the past, and now you cannot come out of it. It is the same thing that I don't communicate to my girlfriend about what I want her to do before she comes into that relationship. I have to tell her, you know what, this is who I am as a person, this is what you're expected to do, and if you're comfortable with it, join in. If you're not comfortable, step out. So I don't do that. I lie to her that I want her for a relationship, yet I wanted her for sex. Then she comes in, she has settled in a relationship, she's thinking sex is secondary to a relationship, and then she realizes that kumbe you just wanted the sex. And now you want to communicate boundaries when you're already in the relationship. That becomes a problem. So you have to communicate boundaries before she closes. So she chooses if she can actually handle those boundaries. If she can't, she steps out. And you should be okay with her stepping out. Not complaining, oh, ameniacha juu ya hii. Yes, alfaa kuache. Communicate your boundaries before she comes in. It's difficult for you to communicate to her when she has already established herself inside that relationship. All right? Now, when she's there already, because you're already there, it's not like mambo inachemka. It's because women are so good, sorry, women are so good at punishing the weaknesses that are coming with the men. So anytime you bring in an emotion, a thought of the past, that's a weakness, you get punished. So you're being punished. Those chaos are tantrums, emotional tantrums that they throw at you when you become a weak male. So it's your role to actually go and fix yourself. Go and face your parents, overcome them, so that you can actually know how to deal with her. And if you look keenly, you realize that that woman that is stressing you up is actually an exact image of your mother. It's the same control that is continuing. Your mother in a different body. So you attracted your mother because you resented your mother so bad because she remodeled you into her own image, and now the resentment made you attract who you are. You attracted your mother for that relationship. So therefore it's high time you go and face your mother and overcome her, face your father and overcome him. Now God will reveal to you on how to deal with this woman without fear, without hoping or thinking that you'll offend her. So you'll only reveal things to her and you'll speak to her with the truth, and you'll not care about anything else, and she will align, because women align to a strong man, but they punish weak men. Amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, last two people and then we call it a night. Esther and then Gaddafi, and then we call it a night. Time flies, already 10:40. Esther, you disappeared again. So why would you request to be a guest and then run? So let's finish with Gaddafi. Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Lone Ranger. You're welcome. You can do better. You deserve better. Just stay present. Do what you need to do in the present and keep moving. Bro, you'll have a very, very, very interesting woman. A whole change. Because they change. Because women are the only ones that are allowed to change their minds. They are. But men don't need to change their minds. Men need to stick to their principles. That's why men should never lie. They should be truthful. All right? All right. I've also seen... He also ran away. So I think we should call it a night. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me advertise my platforms. Health and Wellness Sport on YouTube and Health and Wellness Sport on TikTok. Lewis Muchile on Facebook. Uncle Chile on YouTube and Uncle Chile on TikTok. Thank you so much for following those platforms. Thank you so much for being engaging. Thank you for being an amazing audience. I know it's Friday and most of you would have actually wished to be out having fun with people, but you chose to be here for the last about 2 hours to just listen to me. It shall never be taken for granted. I hope that what I share can actually shed light upon your path so that you go and become better, okay? Number 2, we have merchandise that we sell under the umbrella of Health and Wellness Sport. Fermented cabbages, roasted and grounded coffee. We have beef tallow, sheep tallow. We have what else? We have mugs, we have sweatshirts, we have these branded t-shirts, we have hoods. All these things are available at Imenti House. We have water bottles are available at Imenti House, and you can actually make a call in to Brian. His number is always on my social media platforms, and you can actually get sorted. That will help us support the platforms, and you support other people actually involved in this merchandise. Also, that will help us grow. Your role is to like our lives. Your role is to share our lives. Your role is to follow us so that we get, as we come in with these shows, you'll be able to be part of them. Thank you so much for all the support that you've shown us. Remember the office contact 0707 07 47 22. You can send a WhatsApp message on that contact asking for what you want from us, a service you want from us. Is it a merchandise? Is it a physical consultation? Is it an online consultation? or whatever service, it's a weight loss program. And by the way, there's a weight loss program, the 3 months weight loss program that is going to start next month on the 15th. Tell a friend to tell a friend that, you know what, we are coming in handy to bless you with this. We're going to fix health conditions. We're going to fix your weight. We're going to fix your kitchen and your lifestyle, and you will lose weight secondary to this. We're going to fix your spiritual and your soul. It's an amazing thing. So welcome on board, and thank you so much for being an amazing audience. I can only wish the best for you, and God protect you as you maneuver the night. Stay present every single time. Make sure you do a silent prayer before going to that bed. And if you wake up tomorrow again, by God's grace, do a silent prayer so that you overcome thoughts of the night and thoughts of the day. Also, remember to go and face your parents and apologize to them for resenting them without even knowing. You will liberate yourself from this. You will overcome their evil nature. You will become a whole human being, and you will know how to deal with the environment without overreacting. You will attract who you are, because whatever you fix from inside comes in from the world. You deserve better. Go and get better. Amazing. My name is Uncle Chile. Take care of yourself.